They would not exist for us. They would exist for us if they gave us pain. Suppose it was not the pain of heat or cold, or any of the pains we know, but a new pain. Suppose they touched something besides our nerves, reached our brains in a new and terrible way. Suppose they made themselves felt in a new and strange and unspeakable way. What could we do? Our hands would be tied. You cannot oppose what you cannot see or feel. You cannot oppose the thousand-dimensional. Suppose they should eat their way to us through space. If we have a completely secular view, what can we do when we encounter the spiritual? Particularly if it's against us. He was speaking now with an intensity of emotion which belied his avowed skepticism of a moment before. That is what I've tried to write about. I wanted to make my readers feel and see that thing from another universe, from beyond space. I could easily enough hint at or suggest it. Any fool can do that, but I wanted to actually describe it. To describe a color that is not a color, a form that is formless. A mathematician could perhaps slightly more than suggest it. There would be strange curves and angles that an inspired mathematician in a wild frenzy of calculation might glimpse vaguely. It is absurd to say that mathematicians have not discovered the fourth dimension. They have often glimpsed it, often approached it, often apprehended it, but they were unable to demonstrate it. I know a mathematician who swears that he once saw the sixth dimension in a wild flight into the sublime skies of the differential calculus. Unfortunately, I am not a mathematician. I am only a poor fool of a creative artist, and the thing from outer space utterly eludes me. Someone was pounding loudly on the door. I crossed the room and drew back the latch. "What do you want?" I asked. "What is the matter?" "Sorry to disturb you, Frank," said a familiar voice, "but I've got to talk to someone." I recognized the lean and white face of my nearest neighbor and stepped instantly to one side. "Come in," I said. "Come in by all means. Howard and I have been discussing ghosts, and the things we've conjured up aren't pleasant company. Perhaps you can argue them away." I called Howard's horrors ghosts because I didn't want to shock my commonplace neighbor.